Detroit is this truly iconic American city. It's the place where auto manufacturing was born. We gave the world the car. It's the place where the Motown music sound was born. So it has this really, really rich and deep history in innovation. I grew up here, and like a number of people in my generation in the 90s, as the auto industry was starting to decline, I just didn't see Detroit as a place that was filled with opportunity, so I left. I guess you could say, in a way, I was part of the problem. When the bankruptcy became a reality, it was very important to me that I ended up being part of the solution. Once I was back here, I fell in with a group of people who really believed in the future of the city. I found this idea quite compelling, that a group of truly invested individuals could figure out a way to change the trajectory of an iconic American city. And housing just felt like the right fit for me because it's so foundational, it's so tied into the fabric of how our communities are built, are organized, are structured. We see our contribution as bringing a high percentage of affordable housing into the landscape. We're not just building for people who are at the top of the income range. Conversely, if we're working in a neighborhood that hasn't seen a lot of investment in the last 20 or 30 years, we're kind of thinking about how can we use our tools to kickstart a better mix of housing opportunities. Our philosophy is that strong neighborhoods and strong communities are welcoming to everyone. And so one of the very first things that we assess when we go into a community or go into a neighborhood is we try to figure out what are the assets, what are the opportunities, and what can we do to strengthen those, or in their absence, put those in place, using housing as our tool. I would say that that's one of the hallmarks of how, as a community, we've been able to move so quickly over the last 5 or 6 years, is because there's a lot of cross-sector collaboration, whether it be public-private partnerships, groups of nonprofits coming together, and strong, well-run profits kind of have that collaborative mindset where you'll see 2 or 3 organizations who all have the same mission, pooling resources, trying to figure out how they can align strategies and move the work forward more quickly. Capital impact, I think, is a fantastic example of that. One of the longer standing issues that Detroit has dealt with is pretty consistent inequity and access to both capital and real estate development opportunities. I've seen capital impact make really smart investments in those areas, like really kind of thinking about, okay, how do we rebuild the banking landscape here? How do we rebuild the delivery system for minority and women entrepreneurs? How do we think about making really smart investments in education? And so what I've seen of them is just sort of this really thoughtful approach to not just rebuilding on a project by project basis, but also investing in systems that are going to pay dividends in the future. I don't know that Develop Detroit would be as far ahead as we are without the range of ways that Capital Impact has partnered with us. I shudder to think where Detroit would be without organizations, lending institutions like Capital Impact Partners.